Guys, it's Lexi. I hope you're all doing well. I have a haul to share with you today from Rose Girls. This was a pre-order haul and it did include her Halloween sampler. So I love Halloween, I love everything about the spooky season, and so when I saw she had this available, I quickly snatched it up. And I did go ahead and pick up 4 of her mini melter bags alongside of the Halloween sampler. So not a huge haul, but I'm very excited about what I got. So let's start by sharing what came in the box. And I thought it really kind of fit the theme because everything was packed with these black little squiggly packing worms. I thought that was so cute. And I did already go ahead and sniff through some of the stuff, but I was just way too excited to wait. So I wanted to share that. And it also has this really cute little card that says, "Thank you for your order, XOXO Jenny." And it's got like all of these little pumpkins on like inside of the thank you, which I think is really cute. And then on the back here, it says it was created by LLB Designs, and it's got the website. So I'll leave that also down in the description below because I think these little cards are just so cute. Like, I'm totally obsessed with how cute that is. And it also did come with her own business card, which always does. And I will leave this in the description, like all of the information of how to shop Rose Girls down below as well. I also got a sample. So this sample is in lavender, marshmallow, and cupcakes at Tiffany's. I am very grateful for the sample, but I did already go ahead and smell this. I don't think I'm gonna smell it again. It's not my personal favorite, but you guys know that I am not a fan of lavender, so I try to tend to steer away from lavender blends. I did already go ahead and smell this when I first got it, and it wasn't for me. But I think the thing about my nose is weird. I think I prefer, if I am going to get a lavender blend, I prefer it to be mixed with like herbal things or an herbal leaning lavender rather than a sweet leaning lavender. Sweet lavender tends to turn my stomach, and this lavender really reminds me of the lavender marshmallow scent from Bath & Body Works. It used to be in like that pretty pastel, like the Bake Shop collection that Bath & Body Works had or whatever. That's what this reminds me of, which is like my least favorite lavender. So it's not for me, but I know that this will be passed on to somebody that loves lavender. So not my personal favorite, but still very grateful for a sample. And then like I mentioned, I did pick up 4 scents. So one of the scents is something that I actually repurchased and I was thrilled to see came back. This is Rodeo, and Rodeo is leather, amber, wood, patchouli, and vanilla. And it sounds like such a scary blend of things. Like leather is kind of like, you know, amber can be a little, and then patchouli is definitely one of those scents that people either love or hate. So I feel like this blend as a whole is like, you either will love it or you will hate it kind of a thing. And I love it. I love it. I got this scent originally in one of her mystery Big Kahuna boxes, and I had been putting it off for a long time because I was just afraid of it on cold. And then I melted this one day, and I feel like I had this melting alongside of like a scent that had like pipe tobacco in it. And my whole house just smelled like this, like amazing, like cigar bar, like guys are wearing leather jackets. It smells like masculine and like cologne-y and like sexy. It was just like really good. And this is like just it's so sexy. It's like a sexy scent. And the first time I smelled it, I was like, I don't know, this smells kind of weird. But like once this starts melting, it just is like a very like sophisticated leather, like somebody's wearing like a nice leather jacket, like motorcycle jacket or something, and then it works. It really works. So that's Rodeo. I love it. I definitely, when I smelled it after not smelling it for like a year or so, whenever I last melted it, I was like, damn it, I should have got like 2 or 3 bags of this. It's just it's really a good scent. Anyway, enough of me going on about that. This next one here, the rest of these are all new to me. This is Apple of My Eye. I think this is a new blend for Rose Girls in general. It is apples, bamboo stalks, vetiver, hemp seed, and oak moss. And this one also sounded very intriguing because of the blend of kind of strange things once again. I feel like some of them might go apple and oak moss maybe, but then like bamboo stalks, vetiver, hemp seed. This one reminds me of like part of me feels like there's like this freshness to this that almost reminds me of like a hotel soap, or like, you know how sometimes hotels have like nice, like a set, like a soap, shampoo, or like the whole like body wash set, but like a fresh scent. This kind of reminds me of something like that. Or almost like, gosh, there was like that water scent from like Bath and Body Works that a lot of hotels use. It kind of reminds me of that, because I think the freshness of the apple possibly, or maybe the bamboo is fresh. Hemp seed, I can't say. Oak moss, there is definitely a very green mossy kind of quality to this. It's just like, it is a definite green, fresh, almost like a dewy kind of freshness scent with like a definite like crispness of an apple. Very interesting. If I can remember the name of that, so something waters. There's like a Bath and Body Works scent that is in a lot of hotels, and I feel like it reminds me of that. If you guys know, leave it in a comment, or if I can figure it out, I'll leave it somewhere up here. Either way, next blend is October's, and this is one that I totally went out on a limb with. It's green apple, Macintosh apple, lavender, and oak. Like I just said, I'm not huge on lavender, but if it's mixed with something fresh or herbally, I can kind of get behind it. And there's a scent from Yankee Candle that's like oak, apples and oak, or like some kind of like lavender. I think it's like dried lavenders and oak or something like that. And I thought maybe this maybe would be similar. And also I like the name. It's a cute name, October's. I love October. And this, I can smell her green apple scent first, because her green apple is really good, but there is like this slightly candied kind of quality to it. But then you mix it with like the lavender and the oak, and it becomes more like outdoorsy. This kind of reminds me of if you were outdoors at like a fair and you're like with like a group of like your friends, like a group of girlfriends, you're all out at like a fair, and somebody's eating like a candied apple, not a caramel apple, it's not like caramel sweet, but like a green like candied apple, or like even like a green apple like Jolly Rancher, you can like smell them like eating, or like something like that. But then they have on like a lavender body wash or like a perfume or something. It's an interesting blend. I'm very excited because I feel like once this melts and everything kind of mingles when it's warm, I feel like it'll probably like evolve into something different. But I like where it's at. It's just like a very interesting place it brings you to, which is, I feel like every time I smell any wax, it like brings me to different places, which is why I love it so much. But that's where that brings me. It's like hanging out with a group of girlfriends. You're at like a fair, somebody's eating like a candied apple or something. Now I'm on to Big Witch Energy, and this one is the last bag that I have that's not a part of the Halloween sampler. And Big Witch Energy is espresso and secret witch's brew. So I'm going to assume that Jenny's secret witch's brew is something to do with like a pumpkin or like a pumpkin spice scent, and plus like Halloween, you know. And this definitely smells like there's got to be pumpkin in it. The espresso is strong. It almost smells like if you had like pumpkin spice and like maybe like a drizzle, like a maple syrup. It kind of smells like a pumpkin-y maple syrup kind of a blend with the espresso. I really like this. I'm not sure if anybody else feels like there maybe is maple in this. But that's what I think. I think there might be. I could be totally wrong. But it's a very sweet coffee scent. And then finally, on to the Halloween sampler. So as if the black little worms and the little pumpkin thank you card was not cute enough, this little Spiderweb bag This is so cute. Like, this makes my Halloween loving heart very, very happy. It's just so adorable. So, like I mentioned, I did go ahead and smell all of these, but I'm just way too excited to not share this with you guys. So first thing out of this bag, we have this little adorable shape here. It's a purple tombstone and it says Happy Halloween. And this is a scent Midnight Lace, which is bergamot, lavender moss, sandalwood, and vanilla lace. And this one, to me, the notes and the scent itself, when I smelled it, really remind me of Midnight Moon, if you guys have smelled that from Rose Girls before, which is like a lavender, bergamot. I think maybe there's moss in that scent. It's like a nighttime blend. And this smells very similar to that with just a slight perfumed quality. And I think it's coming from that vanilla lace scent that's also in here. Really, really beautiful. Definitely a good nighttime blend. And I'm very excited about that. Because that is like lavender done right. If it's not sweet lavender, I'm okay with it. I'm getting more, my nose is evolving, so I'm not so against lavender that I can't enjoy that. All right, so we've got Boo Spooky Castle, and this one is Blueberry Vanilla Crunch Donuts and Monster Cookies. This is a scent that I have had before. It's not one of my favorite blends from Rose Girls, but either way, I think this shape's adorable, and I'm still very excited to have a little bit more of it. In small quantities, I can definitely get behind it. If you guys are familiar with like the blueberry oil or like it's the blueberry cereal, is it from General Mills? Who makes that? I don't remember. They've got like Frankenberry, blueberry. This is like that blueberry, artificial leaning kind of blueberry cereal type blend with some other like bakery notes. And I think the bakery notes definitely help that blend out a lot because I'm not super keen on the blueberry oil on its own, but with that, it does help it. Then we've got Falling For You, which is blueberry cheesecake, cider donut, and Dunk My Donut. And her Dunk My Donut oil, from my memory, it's got a slight bit of spice in it. Yes, and this definitely is like this reminds me of if you had like an apple blueberry cobbler mix with some cinnamon spices on top. That's what this reminds me of. Really nice. Definitely a good November type of scent to me because things that smell like pie remind me of like Thanksgiving and I want to melt them in Thanksgiving. So that's going to be a Thanksgiving scent. I've got Hocus Pocus Punch, which is plum, apple, raspberry, and lime slushy. And plum is first off, plum is like one of my favorite fruits. Plum and mango are my two favorite fruits. And I think plum is like way underrated in vendor wax. I feel like I don't see it a lot. People don't use it a lot, but I love plum. So I was thrilled to see this. And this is literally incredible. I would buy a loaf of this. This is so good. It's like super juicy and it is distinctly plum. Like the plum is like shining in this. And I love it. I so hope that Jenny brings out more plum scents because the plum in this is incredible and I would buy 100 more bags of this or anything with her plum in it. She also had like, there was a sugar plum lemonade scent that I had from her like last year. I finished it up and I loved it. So her plum I think is like next level. I love it. Then we have Poison Apple Twinkies in another little mini melter bag. And this is Mac Apple Coconut Cream Filled Twinkies. And this one is really nice. I feel like sometimes with coconut things, I get nervous that they're going to be like the coconut shaving kind of scent, which I don't love. But this is very much like a coconut cream pie whip, kind of a coconut filling mixed with the Mac apple. This is really nice. This is a really pretty combination. I think coconut and apple goes pretty well together, surprisingly. All right, we've got a couple more. This one here is oatmeal cookies with Ghoul Friends. And Ghoul Friends is like a pumpkin bakery blend from her, which I love her carbs with Ghoul Friends. And I know for a fact that I've had her oatmeal scent before, and her oatmeal is slightly spiced. So I feel like this, the oatmeal does shine through in this because you do get that spice kind of quality. A lot of the time, what happens when I melt like one of Jenny's scents that has like stronger spices on cold, when I melt it, Typically, it kind of like works through and isn't like overwhelmingly spice. But I think when you smell things in the bag, usually spice hits your nose first because it is a strong scent. So I am excited to see when this one warms up. Here's a scent that was also in her Halloween sampler last year, and it is in like these little orange denture, kind of like teeth shaped things. This is Beetlejuice, 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 because it's cut off because you can't say it 3 times. Which this one is, I think like, wasn't it like Sour Patch Kids or like some kind of a candy? It's definitely like a very vibrant candy, like orange, citrusy, maybe like Sour Patch Kid type of candy scent. It's really, really nice. And I think I have a little bit of that to work on from last year too. So it'll be good because I'll have more to fill out my house and melt that for this go round. Okay, so I went and took this one out. This is Back from the Grave, which is cedar, pine, bonfire, and sandalwood. And I love this like little green zombie head. I always am so amazed by like the detail of these like wax molds. He's even got like a bash on his head. That's so cool. This smells very like cologne leaning. I get a little bit of the bonfire, but I feel like the sandalwood is like making it more of like a sweetened bonfire and not as much of like a smoky, mixed with like the sweet pine and the cedar. This one's amazing. This one I love. I feel like in the summer months, I would want one of the good ones, which is like a masculine leaning blend from her. And then in the winter months, I could see doing this because it's got more of those tree based notes to it. So Back from the Grave, I could definitely and would happily pick up more bags of for sure. And then we've got 2 more, I think. Yes, 2 more. So this one here is Ooey Gooey Pears. And I think this is just like her pears mixed with her like ooey gooey caramel. Yeah, it just smells like caramel covered pears. This is her pears scent, like on its own, is like a very realistic juicy pear mixed with that ooey gooey caramel. It just smells like pear covered or caramel covered pears. It's really, really good. And then finally we have Cider Lane, Cookie Land, and Whipped Cream. And this is a little jack-o'-lantern, a red jack-o'-lantern. You cannot go wrong with her Cookie Land blends. It's like toffee, butterscotch pretzels, and cookies. And this one is so good. Oh my goodness. I love it. I mean, Cider Lane with anything and Cookie Land with anything. So you put those together and it's like 2 of my favorite fall scents, or just 2 of my favorite scents combined. Yeah, I have a Cider Lane candle burning right now, and this just smells like a heightened, beautiful Cider Lane. Okay, I just wanted to wrap this video up by saying that I found like 4 that I'm like obsessed with. So I knew I was obsessed with Rodeo, but definitely recommend this one. If you guys are not afraid of leather scents, you have to try that. And if you love leather scents, you would love that. So good. This Hocus Pocus Punch, incredible. Like, I'm normally like punch scents are kind of like to me, like I just kind of like whatever. This is so good. That Plum is the most realistic, delicious plum ever. This Back from the Grave is like a beautiful masculine, like earthy type scent. And then this Vanilla Lace is like the perfect bedtime blend. And especially for somebody that doesn't even like lavender, this is lavender and I love it. So yeah, definitely excited. Most excited to melt these 4 scents, but I'm really just excited for all of them. And I'm so happy that I picked up this sampler. I'm looking forward to hearing everybody else's thoughts, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye.